Previously on Jeep Roscoe. And of course with the name Gwalia, which literally means Wales. How could I not go there? So effectively I would have done the Nullarbor in 2 days. Quite famous. Yeah, they really got some nice beaches. So I just made a slight detour off the road. I saw this little road coming up this hill. I thought I'd come and check it out because, you know, they look like a ravine over there, but it turns out there's not much going on. Over this side. It's quite rocky up here, so I'm a bit cautious of getting a puncture. Off in the distance over there you can see the sea. It's a little bit hilly, but not too much. It reminds me a lot of the American Midwest, open plains. Anyway, we'll crack on. Alright, so we'll try and get down without getting any serious punctures or anything. Try and find a place to turn around first. Could theoretically camp on the top up here. Okay, let's try and get back down to the road. Actually, gonna do a bit of a rock crawl down this bit, I think. So just do exactly that, you know, put into low four-wheel drive ratio, and it'll just basically crawl along over the rocks. All you got to do is point it in the right direction. Obviously you got to accelerate as well, but at this gear ratio you can only do between 0 and 15 kilometers an hour. Just to minimize the amount of damage you can do. Some modern cars will have downhill descent, or ones that actually generate energy by going downhill. This one hasn't. But, that's the warning, because I haven't got my seatbelt on and I went faster than walking distance. So, right, seatbelt on. We can get back into high 4. There's one tiny little bit left, which was a little tiny bit challenging, so just going to keep it in 4-wheel drive for this bit, which is right in front of us here. And there we are. Mini adventure for today. Hopefully that's all. Anyway, just before we reach on the road, I'll put it into 2-wheel drive. Alright, nothing coming? No, all good. So that's the escarpment to the left that we were just on. Anyway, onwards to Carnarvon. So a little bit down the road, there's an actual official lookout that climbs up one of these escarpments. So I was a bit premature. No camping on this one. There's the sea out there, look. That's where we're going. That's where we come from. Back the way we came. Well, I have to say, I'm quite glad I stopped here, to be honest. It's a lovely little lookout. There's a lot of signs saying no camping up here, but there's a lot of evidence that people do. And to be honest, I'd love to camp up here. It's a great little spot. Waking up to these sweeping views in the morning, and it's not as if there's not enough space up here. There really is. There's a lot of space up here. And it would make it quite a unique campsite, you know. You could even have someone up here bloody running a caravan park. It's been that big. Anywho, the drive through this valley, yeah, I'm going to call it a valley. The drive through this valley looks really quite fun, actually, so I'm going to keep it recording. The phone only does a 4-minute window for recording, so you've got about 2 minutes left. But it just looked quite interesting. It reminded me a lot of the American Midwest. But you'll see in a minute that it kind of like, instead of the traditional Australian straight roads, you know, it's bendy and it goes in between escarpments and things. So it just looks different. Tracks going off to the left. There's no signage or anything. They're either locals tracks or whoever owns the property's tracks, so I don't want to kind of just venture down them, but they look very inviting. And every escarpment I come to has got these tracks going up it, so obviously I'm not the only one who kind of wants to get to the top of them. It's looking a nice shade of green out here in what I imagine is normally quite an arid environment. And that's probably something to do with a lot of rain that we've been having recently. Oh look, what's that? Some kind of hawk. And you were still recording for that. That's good. That's good. Alrighty. We're still probably about 100 kilometres out of Carnarvon. So it's 3 o'clock now. I would like to get to Carnarvon for 4:30 at the latest. Bearing in mind the sun goes down at 6 o'clock and kangaroos and stuff come out around 5ish. Plus I haven't got anywhere booked, plus I have no idea what Carnarvon's like, so I'm just kind of winging it. This is Wooramel station we're just coming to. It's a bit of a service stop, plus a station homestead that you can stay at. And that was it. So the grass along the sides of the roads is looking rather green at the moment. This is all because of the rains, the late rains they've had this year. And the bush itself behind is also looking quite vibrant. It was only probably about a month ago that the Gascoyne River was in flood. The Gascoyne River is known as being the upside down river because it appears this upside down because water is always underground. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that. Right, quickly just to mention that straight in front of us there, that is the Carnarvon Space Technology Museum. I'm hoping to make it there before moving on. I think it's a bit too late in the day to go there today. I am hoping that I'll be able to get there during the night time to take a Milky Way photograph in front of a big dish if they have one, but I'm not sure if they have one. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. It's quite historic. It was used to relay communications for the space flights when John Glenn flew over and everything, so yeah, quite important. This is the start of the ground here. The actual museum is still a way off, but you can see the telegraph posts and transmitter bit towers. When we get over the brow of this hill now, you should have a better shot. Of those two towers there. Alright, you can clearly see the satellite dish in front of us now. There's two ways into Carnarvon. You can go left here, which is more of a kind of scenic route, but I'm going to go straight on because I want to go past the Space Museum so I can suss it out. Alright, welcome to Carnarvon. We're just going into the main... Oh, there's a camp park there, okay. Alright, I'm just going to go in here and see if they got space for the night, and then we'll go for a look around afterwards. So, a nice little campsite. This is the Big Four Plantation site on the outskirts of town. So I will be staying here for tonight, but just come quickly check out where my spot was and use the ablutions. But basically we're surrounded by produce fields. On the other side there's banana plantations and mangoes. I don't know what are on this side. And it's a lovely grassy area. Yeah, I quite like it. I'm not sure, I don't think it's within walking distance of town. I think we're about 4 k's out at the moment, I think. But really nice site. Let me just quickly go and ask them something. So yeah, we're about 4 k's out of town. There's a swimming pool here as well. I just saw the swimming pool, awesome. And might stay here another night, and then tomorrow I can have a little skirt around town, Space Museum, and a dip in a pool. Anyway, we're gonna go for do a lap of town, I think. Apparently there's an IGA and a Woolies, which both close quite soon. Typical. So the couple that I met last night in Denham. Oh, there's another one. There's a G'day Park, so winter sun. Oh well, I'm happy with the one I got. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the couple I met last night. Really nice couple, by the way. But I was asking them for tips because they've just done like a mini lap of WA, and they weren't too impressed with Carnarvon. They said that they felt very unsafe here, and if you were going to stay in Carnarvon, they said just don't stay at the caravan park that's in the centre of town. Now this is the third one I've passed now. I don't think we're in town yet, so there's plenty of accommodation here. There's a big banana. There's an IGA here. A bottle shop as well. You need that tonight. Like, it's only 4 o'clock. I was just about to start putting the tent up and kind of settling in for the night, and I was like, what am I doing? It's only 4 o'clock and I haven't seen Carnarvon yet, so yeah, I decided let's not rush into it, because I've got a bit of a habit of just getting somewhere and then going, right, that's me done for the day. But because as soon as you put the rooftop tent up, of course, you know, it's a bit of an effort then to take it all down and everything. But I'm determined to kind of change that habit of mine, to kind of get somewhere, take a breather, sit down, maybe have a cup of tea, and then think about what you want to see before retiring for the night. Because you know, all right, sunsets at 6 o'clock, but you know, as a camper, you kind of get into a habit of, as soon as it's dark, it's time to go to bed, especially if you're on your own. But you know, this is a reasonable sized settlement, so there's no reason why I can't just have a little wander around, and even go back to the campsite after dark. You know, that's really not an issue. I've never put the rooftop tent up in the dark before, but I can't imagine it's going to be that much harder with torches and everything, you know what I mean? I'm liking the vibes of Carnarvon so far, I have to say. Palm trees, banana plantations, etc. And it's really lush and green everywhere, which I really like. And it's a lot bigger than I thought, you know, you got dealerships here, blah blah blah. It looks like we're coming into the city centre of Carnarvon. The lady in the campsite I'm staying at was wearing a big t-shirt with Vote Nationals on it. I thought it best not to get into a conversation about politics with her. This looks like the seafront or river or whatever it is. Good morning. We're just leaving the Big Four Plantation Caravan Park for the day. I may come back here tonight, and if I do, I might do a little bit more about the actual campsite. It's a beautiful spot, a little bit rundown, but it's a beautiful spot surrounded by plantations. Very green and lush, and good Wi-Fi too. So this morning I'm making a beeline for the Space Museum. I was going to go down to the Tourist Information Centre first, but I thought no, I'm going to go space first, town later. Always space first. But yeah, so reading a bit more about Carnarvon last night. Carnarvon's a very lush, fertile area, so it's known for its plantations and fresh veg, etc. Fresh fruit, rather. Just driving around yesterday, I kept coming across little signs for like homemade jams and pickles and what have you. So I might explore some of them today. A friend of mine back in the UK in Wales is very fond of his spicy sauces, and so is my cousin down in Bunbury, who had a sauce from here for Christmas and he couldn't handle it. So I'm going to see if I can hunt that down today as a bit of a gift for my mate when I get back to the UK. Space Museum. It's not a very big sign to get up to the Space Museum. You can see the rocket and satellite dish. As far as I'm aware, no rockets were actually fired from here, but I could be wrong on that. We shall find out. Also a bit of an elevated view over Carnarvon here. Plenty of cars here, so this is obviously the place to come. Alright, it's only fair I do a reverse park since everybody else is doing a reverse park.
And young man missions and fear scientific Carnarvon came over the west coast.
about to go in here for a simulation. Might have to get dressed on.
T-minus 3 minutes and counting. T-minus 3. We are go with all elements of the mission at this time. We're on an automatic sequence system. 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Yeah, well, you can park boats and caravans in here too. Yeah, well, okay. Alright, we'll keep
There's a little thing about the Skylab. Remember when we were in Balladunya, the Nullarbor? That's where it crash landed basically, and this piece was donated by somebody who found it on their farm. Yeah, so yeah, America's first and only individual space station that crashed to Earth.
How long did it take for you to get from Earth to the space station? And how long did it take for you to get back?
I love these things.
And you jet lag? How often do you go talk to your family?
Just talk to once a week.
Ever prank call anyone?
Of course you prank.
Absolutely massive. I had no idea it was this big. So that was pretty cool. Really good museum to go around. And some really good science kind of exhibits you can play with, interactive ones. Then we go on a loop road and we have a look at the dish. There's one there, and there's the other one. So I've got a fridge magnet from my sister, and I've got some freeze-dried ice cream to try because I've always wanted to try it. This is the dish. Just in case you couldn't hear me up there, it's quite windy. I'll try again from here. So at the moment you can climb up to that level there, which is where I was earlier, but you can't climb up to the top, unfortunately. They told me in the centre that very soon it's about to be taken over by the Canadians, who are basically going to link it up to a network of satellites across the world. After that point, you know, this will be an active satellite dish again, and you won't be able to go up it. So I feel quite privileged to be to go up there. Awesome to see up close. So yeah, once again, thoroughly enjoyed the Space Museum, and it's got sweeping views out over plantations on one side and Carnarvon on the other. Those red things there, that's not tennis courts, that's netting to go up where they're growing underneath it. And it's just so green everywhere. I'm loving it. Right. So we'll head down now back into Carnarvon and have a look around the town itself. Just checking out locations possible for Milky Way photos. Yeah, so it's got a similar feel to it as Cairns does, or anywhere in the north of Queensland really. Being in the tropics now, you get the same kind of plants around, you know, your palm trees, your banana plants, blah blah blah. So I think that's where I'm getting the feel for it. Only you haven't got the humidity here, which is a huge bonus. The humidity in northern Queensland is stifling. And yeah, it's surrounded by plantations. And whenever I see a little sign saying that they're doing homemade jams or whatever, I'm going to go in and have a look today, I've decided. Unleaded here is $2.02 a litre. It'll get more and more expensive the further north. Excuse me, further north we go. $1.89 there. That's where I stayed last night, just on the right. Big Four Plantations. I'll probably go back there today. Unless I get distracted, I'm going to make a beeline for the Tourist Information Centre, because I know what it is. $1.89 here as well. I feel that should be in a more prominent place somewhere. So tourist information are actually very helpful. They've given me a list of places to go and see. The Heritage Park is only open until 2 in the afternoon, and the Indigenous Interpretation Centre is only open until 3, but that's only open Monday to Friday. So I'm going out to the Heritage area anyway, because that's where the Carnarvon Hotel is, and that's been highly recommended to me for lunch. So, let's see. There's a map of Carnarvon, and the Heritage Centre is upside down. So the Heritage Centre is over here. We're currently, yep. There's also up near me, just behind, there's a fruit loop you can do. Not making it up, sorry, it's up here actually. Across the river and then down. The campsite I'm staying at is here. There's a fruit loop or a grower's loop you can go around, where people grow and they put, you know, pick your own or little honesty box system. You choose what you want, so yeah, that's nice. So the Carnarvon Hotel was great. I had the steak burger with added bacon and added egg, and yeah, it was really good actually. And when I went in, it was about a quarter full, and by the time you know I was walking out, it's rammed. So it's obviously a very popular spot for good food for lunch on a Friday. Anyway, we're going to go in search of the heritage town, and then we're going to do the fruit loop. the River Gascoyne, which is the largest river in Western Australia. Now, if you go inland a little bit, like I said in a previous video, it is known as the Upside Down River because all the water's underground and all the gravel's at the top. But obviously at this point, at the mouth of the river, at Carnarvon, which is very rich, fertile land, this is where the river is seen in all its glory. We will be crossing this river again as we go around the fruit loop. And I just wanted to show you this, as this is the mouth of the river. This is where it meets the ocean, just out there. It's the 1 mile jetty that's closed until further notice.
Hire me or visit Europe.
Alrighty, so we're on the fruit loop, which crisscrosses the River Gascoyne. There's one producer we're looking for in particular called Bumbag, who do the hot spicy sauce. They also took it upon themselves to start using up all the produce that was kind of turning off and nobody wanted in the shops. So they started collecting all what was going to go to waste and making them into chutneys and preserves, which I think is commendable. So this is crossing the Gascoyne River, and you can see there's not as much water here as it was down at the mouth. So already it's kind of disappearing underwater and underground, rather. And just a month ago, this was all in flood. It's hard to get my head around sometimes. So the fruit loop itself is not that big. It's down this street, you turn right, and then right, and then right again, and yeah, it's not that big. And it all depends on what seasonal produce they've got. So each independent grower will have a sign outside, you know, if they've got much going, and invite you in. Bumbucks. There we go. 2 kilometres down here. But I like driving around the plantations. So I decided to try the mango passion pop. It's made with mangoes right from the plantation here at Bumbanks. And I picked up a hot sauce for my friend. Let's hope he likes it. Just been to Bumbucks, got a few little goodies like my mango icy bowl and some banana ice cream, all made on the farm here. The sauce I wanted to get for my friend was sold out. However, they had an even spicier one. Now you might be able to see the top of something on the left hand side of the road. This is known as the Humpty Dumpty. So we'll try and get a photo in front of the Humpty Dumpty, I think. If we can. Carnarvon apparently is known as the salad basket of Australia because of how rich and fertile the area is for all the different kinds of produce that they grow here. It was the first place in Australia that they started growing bananas. Long before Queensland or any other part of Australia did. This shop is closed here. The lady I was talking to said that the majority of them only open during the mornings. I wasn't aware of that. The Tourist Information Centre did not tell me about that. So there we are. Good to know, viewers, if you want to do the Fruit Loop. And you want to get the most out of the farm shops. Well, firstly, this time of year through till probably August is your best bet. Just recrossing the Gascoyne. Go to the farm shops. Between 9 and 11, I'd say. You have to remember that they are working farms, plantations, and they'll have work to do. Alternatively, if you don't want to do the Fruit Loop and you're in Carnarvon on a Saturday, every Saturday they have a growers market, a farmers market in the town centre. So that runs, I think, from 9 until about 1 p.m. Once again, I'd suggest heading there earlier to get the best choice of the produce. Some of the plantations actually pick the produce that morning before taking it into the market, to make sure it's the freshest you can get. It's a literal tumbleweed. I don't think I've ever seen a tumbleweed in real life until today. Those massive spiders, they're known as orbs. Might be a golden orb, just orb. Absolutely huge. So I bought some freeze-dried ice cream from the Space Museum yesterday. Always wanted to try it. I remember reading about it as a kid, what they'd take into space. Yes, it cost $10. So let's give it a whirl. So as I said, it's freeze-dried ice cream. I may have started it yesterday. You just get it out and it's like little blocks. The lady in the shop told me not to put it in your mouth as a whole because basically it's dehydrated, it's got all the water taken out of it, so you should take a little bite off and let the saliva in your mouth rehydrate it. And you know what? It's pretty good. You can crunch it. Probably didn't want to say that. But yeah, it's just very creamy. does taste like ice cream actually. Yeah, pretty good. I'm impressed. Not worth $10, but you know, still. Morning. Just kind of getting ready to leave for the day from Plantation's caravan site. Just for a quickly see how green it is. Lovely. And we're surrounded by plantations that are actually owned by the same people as the caravan park. And there's a nice little swimming pool. This is the kitchen area, which is kind of tropical style, outdoors. But yeah, it's really nice. I've enjoyed staying here. All the sites are powered. They've also got cabins and stuff. But yeah, pretty nice. We're finally. That's okay. So we're finally setting off for the morning. I was going to pop into town to show you guys the markets in Carnarvon, but I've been a bit lax getting moved this morning, so I'll just spin you around the campsite here. So these are the cabins on the end here, on the left. There's a playground, you can see the plantations behind that. And then down here you can see the big plots they got for caravans, etc. They're all powered, I said. Some are concrete, some are just grass, depending if you've got a, you know, something you need a level surface for or not. But yeah, it's a very very lovely campsite. And although it's close to the main road, I mean, after about 9 PM there's not much traffic, to be honest. Alrighty, I'm just going to drop the keys off here, and then we'll go next door where there was a 24-hour petrol station and get some petrol. As you see, as you come out of the plantation, you're onto the main road into Carnarvon. There's two routes, it's like a big U. And you pull out, and there's the 24-hour ample. Okay, so this morning we're heading for what's known as the Quabba Coast. Now, according to My Lonely Planet, it's not very well known about, and it's quite quiet, and you know, you go there and you swear you've stumbled across like some secret. However, speaking to people I've met along the road, and indeed on Facebook chat groups, etc., it's supposed to be absolutely rammed.
Next week on Jeep Roscoe.
Okay, so just got the fire going.